All right, welcome back into the Ryan Ripken Show. Happy Monday, happy All-Star break for all baseball fans that celebrate. Honestly, I think it's much needed, the All-Star break for not only the players, but definitely the fans in Birdland. But let's talk about what we are going to be discussing here on the Ryan Ripken Show today. First off, yes, the Orioles are at the break. We're going to have some first half grades here. And Corbin Burns is starting the All-Star game. He'll be facing off against Paul Skeens. We got two great guests joining us today. Fuzzy from YouTube is joining us, one of the top content creators out there. And Hubs, I kept joking that Hobbs, but Hubs, one of the biggest Barstool creators, New York Yankees fan. He's going to talk to us about this recent series with Baltimore. We'll talk a couple other notes. MLB draft is going on as we speak. And I think that's all that the cookie's going to have to crumble. So let's talk about this. We got a full house in here, guys, and we're going right to left. We got Zach Bollinger and Kevin Ostreicher there. How we doing, fellas?
Good to be back. Good to have everyone in the studio.
I know. We didn't think we were going to have this for a while. Now we can all drink our sodas together.
Oh, that might.
Which, by the way, gave me my shock. It put me in shock yesterday.
It took Kevin 45 minutes to drink a single one of those sodas while actively trying to chug.
So you know what? We'll get to that, but that can be maybe our ending. That can be our ending for the show. Shit. And then on the other side, we got Brad and Rocco. Really a full house. Fellas, how we doing?
Good. You know, I lived with Rocco for a weekend. It's we survived. I didn't kill him. He didn't kill me. It was good.
Lived with me for more than a week this year.
Well, yeah, you know, this past week.
Brad comes up, lives with me, goes back, does his thing. Yeah,
it's 1 week at a time. It's we just talk about it 1 week at a time, day at a time. But it's fun to have the band all back together. Yes, I was traveling, a world traveler. Italy's great this time of year. But in all honesty, it was a trip that was set or scheduled for a while, but so much was happening while I was overseas.
And so many people were in Italy while you were in Italy.
Yeah. I just figured that out. I guess Trey Mancini was also over there. Yeah. Adam Shine was over there.
One of the guys from Pat McAfee was there.
It's a big time to be over there, apparently. I guess, to say the least. But it was a trip scheduled, but because it was such a big weekend here in Baltimore at the Yankees, I was trying to stay up to watch, but I'm 6 hours ahead. Meanwhile, then obviously there's a lot of other things going on besides just the Orioles, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Baltimore-related sports and baseball. It's time. We know football is right around the corner, and we are going to talk a lot of football in the future here. I got the Ripken Rooster Rumble shirt. We're going to talk about fantasy leagues, so stay tuned as we have some Ryan Ripken Show updates on that. But let's start the show. Unfortunately, it's on a sad note, fellas, and for the Baltimore community here. And this was one of the news that dropped to me when I was traveling. Jacoby Jones, one of the most beloved faces that played in Baltimore, that wasn't one of the quote-unquote superstars, but man, guys, did he make an impact not only on the field, in the Super Bowl, the memories and the mile-high miracle that he had. You can argue that he had 2 or 3 of the most iconic plays in Baltimore Ravens history, or that he was a part of. But above that, the accolades on the field are one thing, but the character off of it is what set Jacoby apart. And I mean that. You talk to anybody that came in contact with Jacoby, his personality was infectious. He always made you feel welcome, and he always knew how to brighten up someone's day. And so it's a sad day for the Baltimore community, and I thank Jacoby for all the memories, but more importantly, I thank him for the impact that he made on other people's lives, because at the end of the day, guys, we're on earth to hopefully, if you have a chance, to make someone smile, entertain them, but people remember you more about how you are as an individual, and I think that's ringing true here with Jacoby. So our RIP number 12, it's definitely felt throughout Baltimore. I feel like I think everyone, I mean, Kevin, Jacoby also, a lot of the players were speaking out again on the impact that Jacoby had on them.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel real still to me, first of all.
Yeah.
Someone who is a Baltimore legend on and off the field. I mean, he came to Baltimore. Not a lot of people remember that he came to Baltimore the year prior. He had a couple of pretty big mess ups in the for the Texans in the Ravens game they played in the divisional round, and he was getting all sorts of threats from Houston fans, and people wanted him going. He came to Baltimore, and immediately he embraced the city, and the city embraced him right back. And that really defined what his entire life was. Is he had a soft spot for Baltimore, but a few of my favorite stories of this whole thing is, Ray Lewis in that Super Bowl. he tells it, and he's so proud of it whenever he tells it. He says that right coming out of that locker room in the third quarter, God told him to go put his hands on Jacoby Jones. So he goes up and he pats him on the chest, and Jacoby tells him from his point of view, and he's like, yeah, Ray, I'm in my zone, and Ray comes up to me and just slaps me in the chest. And I'm like, but that's what he did. He told stories in that way. And he was a lighthearted guy, someone who always lit up a room. And I never had the, pleasure of personally meeting him, but living through everybody that, had something and had experiences with him, it's a super sad day. And I know for Jacoby, what meant so much to him was being able to win the Super Bowl in New Orleans, in his home state, his hometown. And that meant so much to him. And the fact that he continued to embrace the Baltimore community the way he did, it's terrible. It's horrible. And, it's been a pretty brutal couple years for the Ravens in terms of, Jalen Ferguson, Tony Siragusa, Lorenzo Taliaferro, Alex Collins, Ryan Mallett. I mean, that list goes on. Trey Walker, and, doesn't get any easier anytime here. But Jacoby, I mean, what a Baltimore legend, man. Seriously.
And how cool are sports? Because you talked about the top plays, that all the memories Jacoby brought to us. And one of them, obviously, as Kevin, you pointed out on Twitter yesterday, and I saw a lot of people talking about, probably the biggest was the Mile High Miracle. He gets past Raheem Morris, and he stumbles. He stumbles by. All of a sudden, Jacoby Jones is in the end zone. The Mile High Miracle. Yesterday, the Orioles down to their last out. Ball hit over Alex Verdugo's head, and almost in the exact same manner, he stumbles over and the Orioles win the game. I mean, I know everyone's talking about angels in the outfield, but how can you not? How can you not be romantic about sports?
No, I mean, it's the beauty of it. And also this memory, Brad, I know you remember this, but also D Porter, as always, appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, D Porter.
And D Porter says here, RIP number 12 is right. I think Jacoby was the player who Mike Tomlin tried to trip while going down the Steelers sideline in the long run. I mean, that's the thing, is he was embodied in such big moments in his career. And
I was at that game.
I was too. Yeah. Again, like it's
just like, I'll never forget that game. I was at that game. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was
they showed it up on the Jumbotron and everything.
You guys talk about Tomlin, that play, it's infamous when it comes to Mike Tomlin, Jacoby Jones. Jacoby probably could have ran that back for a touchdown, and Tomlin's just sitting there.
Oh, he would have.
Hands folded, looking up. And Jones, he played for Tomlin for a season, and Tomlin put something out, a very nice, heartfelt message on Twitter yesterday while we're talking about the topic. He just said, "My heartfelt sympathy goes out to the family of Jacoby Jones during this difficult time. I enjoyed coaching him during his time with the Steelers." So Jacoby Jones is a Raven for life.
Oh, yeah.
But it's great to see, Houston teammates, J.J. Watt, Matt Schaub put something out. Ravens teammates, obviously, him winning a Super Bowl here. Without him making that play against Denver, the Mile High Miracle, I know it was third down, but you don't know what happens on fourth down. Season could be over. They might not be winning that second Super Bowl in franchise history. So the outpouring of support, just what this guy meant to this city, because Jacoby Jones, he truly loved Baltimore, and Baltimore definitely loved him back. So it's great to see all the messages, and it's nice to remember and reflect on a guy that meant so much to this community and this franchise when we're talking about the Ravens.
And I mean, that's the part of it. It's the message. One of the things that I really value is when people talk about, at least it's nice to be told you were a good player and had great moments, but it's when people, your peers, your teammates tell you how they feel about you. And for that's what we're talking about, is people coming out and speaking on the person that Jacoby Jones was. So for anyone out there that's listening to this, and it's a reminder that you don't know when the last time you're going to have a chance to talk to someone. If you want to go make a call, text, do it. Don't wait, do it, because you never know. But also, it's just a reminder, enjoy those moments. Yeah. Life's short, man. Life is short. And as you get older, I think sometimes we realize you're not as invincible as you once were. We had those moments. I was younger and lost a close friend when I was in my younger 20s. And, that reminded me that things change and you're not going to get those back. And Kevin, you have a final thought?
Yeah, just a couple of things, because it seems like every single story that came out about Jacoby Jones went something along the lines of, this, where he ended up, after the Super Bowl, he wanted to have this highlight tape edited for a kid's summer camp. And this comes from Jay O'Brien, who works for the Ravens and does a really good job over there. But when Jay finished doing that for him, Jacoby slammed a couple hundreds down on his desk. And Jay said, no, I can't accept that. And Jacoby said, donate it and tell God it was from the both of us. And that's just the type of person Jacoby was. I mean, he was this lighthearted, funny dude that lit up a room, but he cared about, look, he came back, coached at Calvert Hall. Everything that he did was about growing the community, about the kids. And even you talk about the Baltimore part of this, Bo Smolka put out what he said when he retired, because he signed a one-day contract to retire as a Raven.
Yeah.
Because that's how much his time here meant to him. And he said, quote, the city of Baltimore accepted me. They took me in. I walk around here downtown and people slam on their brakes and blow their horn. I'm like, what's up? It's love. And I love it. I appreciate it. Everything has come to an end, but at least it's here. And I thank you. So he loved this city. The city loved him. And that's never going to go away.
Amen. And this is the part with sports then, at least. The person, the memories, the conversations will always live on. And yeah, that Super Bowl title of him going out there and doing his thing, Ravens fans, football fans are going to watch that. That is immortalized in the game forever. And rest in peace to Jacoby Jones, and thoughts and prayers with his family and loved ones. All right, guys, let's pick it up now. And this is another part, perspective here. And I know that apparently when I was gone then, Baltimore thought that this team, the Orioles, everything that's happening, it was the worst week ever.
Oh, yeah,
is what I was getting at. And yes, the Orioles didn't play well over this week.
That was the worst week in probably 3 years.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Brought me back to 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
Not great.
You guys are killing. Yeah, so while I'm over there,
it's not wrong. It was the worst week in 3 years. That's all I'm saying.
I have no words for what we experienced over this.
Yeah. Props to those two, because the reacts after those games just got worse and worse and worse and worse. Rocco and I were like, bro, we're just not even. We're just gonna sit here and watch.
Brad, after every game that they lost, just texting in the Discord chat, he just said, Godspeed tonight. Every single time. Must have been like 4 straight messages.
And you know what? We needed it. So thank you.
After we got swept by the Cubs, I texted Kevin. I was like, yo, we're starting at 9:05. And he was like, I can make it on at 9:15. I was like, I'm not going on alone. I'll wait till 9:15. And that's how I was like, I'm not facing this. I just watched the chat just get lit up and down. And it was brutal.
I'm surprised that your rant was not clipped after the Heston thing.
Dude,
I'm surprised no one clipped
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I was fired up.
Yeah, that's the most fired up I've ever seen, Zach.
So here I am 6 hours ahead, and I'm trying to put together. I'm trying to stay up for this game. And
you slept through the most exciting part.
Well, so then I stayed up till the 7th or 8th inning of the game.
Yeah.
And then I missed the 9th. My phone exploded on this whole thing. And then also I'm getting messages, well, Ryan, the O's aren't fine. This team's terrible. Screw you and your mantra. I'm like, whoa. What are you saying screw me for? It's that
Rip is catching strays.
That's like with 50 Cent. It's that meme with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, exactly. Exactly how I felt. But for those that want to know, I say that the O's are fine as a mantra because you got to look at the whole picture here. And this is a good part before we have Fuzzy come on to talk about some baseball. Let's do some first half grades here, because recency bias would say, and I've seen some report cards here, and there was a tweet that was put out earlier on my account. We got some grades. The Orioles right now are still in first place in the American League. They are still one of the best teams in the American League, despite all of the injuries and despite all of their imperfections. They are in a position where they want to be. They're in a better position in the standings than they were last year, and I do believe that they are going to make moves. So I'm just going to start off with this and say, with everything that happened, first half grade for me is an A. Do they need to make improvements? Absolutely. Do they need to go get depth in the pitching department? Absolutely. Would I like to see some prospects come up and get some opportunities? Absolutely. But do not let the last week represent what the Baltimore Orioles have done for this first half of the season, which includes their record against teams over 500. Their record against teams in their division. That's the first series they lost, guys, right, to a divisional opponent since the beginning of last season.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that streak got ended.
Yeah, it was they had either won or tied against the AL East for a very long time. Hadn't
set the
lost,
record.
and then all good things must come to an end.
Yeah, and you know what? Good. And then you know what? I think in last night's game, morning game, goodness, holy shirts and pants, that the fact that I don't care how they won it, I'm just glad that they did. And this could be a moment here on July 14th where people can look back at the season and go, this was a defining moment for the Orioles. So despite all of that, guys, I'm still going to give it an A. That's where I stand with this. Do I dare ask which way it goes? Last thing I'll say too, yeah, I'll sniff some socks for Seti if that's what it takes. Shout out my guy. I don't even have, these aren't even socks, but like, it's good. It's good.
You did not just fucking do that.
Let's go.
I can't wait for Seti to hit a home run.
But you know what? Like, also the fact that someone said that off of it and then said he went on a run after that was electric.
So good.
Hey, it's all good. Who wants to go next with their grade?
Right,
Zach?
So how are we dealing with injuries in this grading system? Because like if I want to talk, it's an A if you talk about all the adversity they've overcame. But if we're adding in like losing one of your top pitchers, losing John and Kyle Bradish, losing John Means, losing Danny Coulomb, like if you include injuries like as part of how they did, like that sucks. And I take that to like a B plus, because obviously it sucks when you lose those guys. But in the sheer fact of how they battled through that and how they're in first place at the All-Star break, despite all that, it's an A without a doubt. I mean, the adversity part, obviously, if you include injuries, you're not going to have those guys, it takes the grade down, but that's not something that they can control. So for controllable stuff, going in and day out, trying to win no matter what, it was an A.
Yep. All right. And I agree. And a lot of things, they lost a lot of starting pitchers. Wells, Kramer was out for every one of their starting pitchers, knocking on wood, was on the IL except what? Burns to start off at some point here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
literally, I forgot Grayson was.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Let's
shoulder issue or something, I think.
Yeah. And also, by the way, this is a stuffed animal. This is not actually socks. But continue, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I can follow that up, honestly. But I'm gonna go with I'll go A minus.
Right.
This is a good team. They have issues to figure out, but with everything considered, they are still in the thick of the AL playoff hunt. They still are up in the AL East. They are still one of the best teams in baseball, albeit with issues, which is why, again, I'm knocking it down a little bit. I would like to see them improve runners in scoring position, the pitching staff, more consistency, which they did have at the beginning of the season, despite how many guys went down. It seemed like, we just saw guy after guy step up. But to me, and I've said this, I want to evaluate this team once the trade deadline passes, because I don't think it's fair to evaluate where they are right now. And we can evaluate what they have done, but in terms of evaluating the future, why should we evaluate the roster as it is when ideally there'll be a couple of moves? So for what they've done, I give them an A minus, but for what they can do in the future, I'll go TBD.
All right. So again, first half grade is
A minus.
Thank you. Okay.
Kevin letting us know his second half grade is TBD.
I'm ahead of the game.
Yeah, in 30 minutes or less, please.
Oh, hell. We're going to have a second half trade deadline conversation, but you're just teasing it for our friends over there.
I know. I was thinking ahead.
I know. And I know I threw you off because I did something you guys would do on Kevin and Zach Reacts, and then what happens here. Sorry I threw it off. But Rocco, let's keep it moving.
You're like the butler from Mr. Deeds. You're going to show up to Seti's house and ask him for his sock change or whatnot. So that's what's going to end up happening here, Riff.
Hey, good. You know what? That guy became a billionaire too, by the way.
He did.
He did. You're damn right.
He
He actually was the true heir to the
Yes,
place.
yes,
Damn right. Kevin has zero idea. He's never seen Mr. Deeds. Continue.
Maybe that could be Kevin. Maybe Kevin's actually like Kevin Ripken. Who knows?
Is that the Adam Sandler movie? I've seen that.
I'm proud of you, Kevin. It is. Can we talk about first half grade now?
Absolutely. I'm going to go with my grade for the O's in the first half, all things considered. I'm going to go with the B plus, because offensively, they could absolutely be better. Runners in scoring position, it was inexcusable. And I know they were coming off of a grueling month of June, one where they had one day off, one rest day. But we know what this team is capable of because we saw it in June. It's the same team that put up 17 runs against Luis Hill and the Yankees, was the same team that went through a stretch where they only scored, 2 runs in 4 games, got swept by the Cubs. 2 of 3 the Yankees took. It's going to happen in a season of 162 games. there's going to be ups and downs, and Gunnar Henderson talked about it, but you got to be able to overcome and adapt. And thankfully, Alex Verdugo just misplayed a ball and left, and there was an error at short for Volpe. We could have been talking about a team that was heading into the All-Star break.
Okay, a W is a W.
Yeah.
You know what? No, Brad, it's great that they won, but that game should have gone completely different, and it could have gone completely different. But I will say this about the O's. With the injuries they've overcome, this is a team to be still. If you would have told me, okay, the O's are going to lose Kyle Bradish, Tyler Wells, John Means, and a handful of guys are going to spend time on the IL this season and be in first place in the AL East heading into the All-Star break, I'd call you crazy. So I go B+ because I think this team could be so much better. There is room for improvement. We have yet to see the A range of the O's. I think they can only get better going forward after the All-Star break, and I think we're going to see them do it.
I agree. Brad, you want to, well, I agree on some things here, but it's a good assessment overall, Brad.
Yeah.
You close it out.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
Thank you.
Winning is winning.
Winning's winning.
I've seen
Zach-
the Orioles lose
Kevin has no
really
idea what I'm
crappy
talking
games no matter what.
What movie is that?
I don't know what movie.
Yeah, see, yeah,
There
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
All right, continue. with your
Anyway,
thought, though.
so that being said, no, I was going to say A- as well. The pitching's really what it comes down to. You can't, in my opinion, if you're winning the division, your first place, it has to be an A. But it's not perfect, and that's what I'm going with. Pitching is certainly an area that needs to be addressed, as is everywhere. We talked to Michael Ice about this. It's a league-wide problem. But that being said, it still needs to be taken care of and addressed. You can't help injuries, but we got to have depth there as far as the pitching staff is concerned. And it's just not quite there where it should be, especially if you plan on going deep into the playoffs. So I'm going A-.
I like it. And also, again, and I appreciate your guys with the grades, and some of you, like, you're looking at for the future. I'm not talking about the necessary part of what they need to accomplish or what they need to get better at, because you're right. Runners in scoring position, they weren't doing the little things. I thought that they were giving teams maybe too many opportunities, whether it was via walks from the pitching staff. The defense was not as crisp as it could be. And then when they went into some struggles, yeah, it was evident. But the reason why we got to look at the big picture here, they're the third best team in all of baseball. They're a half game behind the Guardians for best record in the American League.
Yeah.
Then the only other team that's better than them is the Philadelphia Phillies, which they won the series against. Now, the Phillies right now might be a healthier team. They might have more veteran pieces. But for the Orioles, their body of work, that's why I gave my grade to it. Does not diminish what they need to work on and fix. But goodness, holy shirts and pants. Thank God they won that game on Sunday. Because
I don't think people understand. We were Alex Verdugo fielding a 99% catch probability ball. We were that close. If that gets caught, mayhem. Mayhem.
That's what I'm saying, man. But
You're just taking the day off.
Because imagine it's what you
then
talk
if
about.
It's also if you take away the 3-run homer from Ben Rice, then we can't just take away what happened and say the win isn't a win.
yeah, winning, that was one thing. When they're
Yeah.
saying the teams didn't earn to win the game, well, the
Did they not
Yankees
get
didn't
bases
deserve
loaded?
to win the game yesterday because Volpe had the error and then you misplay a ball.
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
Did the batters not walk to get the bases loaded to give themselves that opportunity?
It's
Rob
all
Rocco's
chance.
shaking in his boots waiting to answer that question.
What's that?
I said, did the Orioles batters not walk to get the bases loaded?
They did.
Yeah, see.
You earned it.
Well, hey, but again, as always, guys, keep in mind, it's a long season. It's a grueling season. And I was going to talk about it. Maybe I'll do it later in the show here. When I said that winning a game like that, when you have a losing streak, just can alleviate so many stresses. You could tell that this group was running on E. They were tired. They were exhausted. And then you're just getting beat down. And it was rough. Like, they were getting manhandled for the 5 games until that final game against the Yankees.
Yeah, and one last thing, nothing will get you more fired up than how happy. There was no one in that stadium happier than Craig Kimbrell running to center
Yes.
with Stephen Mullins at second base.
was
That
awesome.
man was so happy. The smile on his face.
I was going
electric.
bananas. I just jumped up and I was like I literally shouted out, let's fucking go steady.
I told
Just so
Kevin
happy
real
for
quick,
Zed.
I was at the bar after softball, and I've never seen a place erupt like that.
Yeah.
When Verdugo went down, I hugged so many strangers. I don't even. And it was just pure joy in every single high five and hug. Like, we didn't know what just happened.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is a reset that the guys do. They don't need to be at the field. For everyone saying you got to get back to work. No, get away from the field for the few days. Reset your mind, reset your body, and get ready to continue to try to stay atop of the AL East. So that we'll end with that as we get ready for our guests. And if you're new to that channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We'd appreciate that. We're also on the audio form, so we'd really appreciate if you guys could rate and review on Apple and Spotify, trying to get that up. We appreciate that you guys watch here on YouTube. Really, we do. And you guys can see some antics that are involved on the video portion. But the more that we can push that out, the more that we can get more listeners to find this channel and join this great community that we have already started to build. And before then we bring on our guest, we might as well just give a reminder and say hello to our friends up at Hollywood Casino, which is up in West Virginia. That was one of the best one, guys. I am so proud of you. But Hollywood Casino up at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. They are a proud sponsor of the Ryan Ripken Show. We appreciate them. And as everyone likes complimentary, show of hands, who likes some complimentary?
Hell yeah.
A lot of complimentary. If you are a Penn Play card member and you use your Penn Play card in West Virginia, decent. But if you use your card up there, you get complimentary beverages for your time when you're up there, but they don't offer that in Maryland or in Virginia. And go download the Penn Play app right now. You have the ability for just downloading the app. We will put the link out there to win up to $2,000 in Penn Play cash just for downloading the app, just for doing that. Sounds like a pretty good deal if you're into that type of thing. And then come join us at the Final Cut Steakhouse where Kevin's going to get his steak burnt.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. It's going to be the same color as this couch.
That's tough. That would be blasphemous. Okay, you know what's not blasphemous is our next guest. Our guest, honestly, guys, and I'm excited that we get to have him on. If you guys, for all that watch on YouTube, then you probably have seen his work because he is one of the largest YouTube content creators out there. He does a fantastic job of growing the sport. He's also on X with a huge following. But without further ado, let's bring on our guest, Fuzzy from YT. How are we doing, Fuzzy?
Hey.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you taking the time. Yeah, you've been grinding. I know this is a very, very busy time for you. Talk about a little bit what you got going on here for this All-Star break.
This is the first year since 2018 that I've actually stayed home. So I'm out in Vegas, and usually I'll work something with MLB or I'll just go out with the boys. And I just kind of wanted to watch the draft from a viewer's perspective because I've never had time to watch it. And I wanted to watch the home run derby as a viewer, not at the game or not at the derby itself, because I felt like last year was a little bit, the timing was off for me in terms of the home run derby. I just felt like things were going too quick. So I thought to myself, I wanted to see what it was like as a viewer this time around. I'll go back out next year, but just making videos, enjoying my time. I might have a few days off for once, and then it's back to the grind.
Back to the grind for sure. I mean, and look, we're new to this space. We've only been doing this for, last September consistently. I think we started.
You guys are crushing it though.
Oh, we appreciate it. We're trying to get to your level. That's why I got to talk to you, pick your brain, because you, honestly, the stuff you put out is so great. It's so entertaining. And yeah,
Thanks,
we're going to talk football in the fall, but I mean, we're trying to remind people baseball's fun in Baltimore. People, besides last week, they were really enjoying baseball in Baltimore.
Hey, it's still America's favorite pastime. That's all. That is what it is.
Do you see Babe in the back there with Fuzzy?
Oh,
there he is.
Ever heard of him? He got a 51s hat on.
Boom, baby.
Ever heard of him?
Hey, let's talk a little bit about this All-Star game for a second, shall we?
Okay.
We'll get into, I guess we'll start because it's tonight, the Derby. You've posted on your X account, Twitter, whatever the kids want to call it these days.
I'm still calling it Twitter. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still going Twitter.
Okay, we'll go with Twitter. That's fine with me. But you posted a photo of Bobby Witt Jr. and what was it?
Reese Hines.
Reese Hines. It was they competed in 2019.
It was
and
actually
both of them,
2018. I forgot that he was a junior in high school at that point, which is crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. And then here they both are being in the big leagues. But Bobby Witt Jr. has now established himself as one of the best shortstops in the game. Right. Another shortstop that people are fond of here is Gunnar Henderson. And both are going off together in the home run derby. How excited are you that actually some big names and different names are going to be in this derby, like a Bobby Witt Jr. and a Gunnar Henderson?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, all of the comments about Pete Alonso and that MLB caved and got him in the All-Star game because the derby lineup was so thin. So at first I was like, Gunnar's awesome, Bobby Witt's awesome. And then when I saw Alec Bohm, I'm like, great doubles guy, a lot of power to the gap. And then I kind of thought he's the wrong Philly, but I don't think Bryce is going to do it again. He won it in DC. I think that he's going to ride off into the sunset as a one-time guy. So I saw that it was a little bit thin. So once I saw Pete back in it, he got his little MLB cave. Lindor's not in it. Nimmo's not in it because he got his all-star wish. But aside from like Bobby Witt and Gunnar Henderson, there's not a lot of guys I'm pulling for because I've seen Pete do it a million times. And then I know Teo's in it. Teo is a pretty fun guy. And then what is it? Marcelo Zuna, Bohm. I'm probably missing a guy, and I can't remember. Oh, J-Ram. How can I forget my own guy? But I saw him at Dodger Stadium, and I was like, why is he going from the right side? I thought his pull side was like from the left side batter's box. I thought that was where he was most powerful. It was a bad showing. So I'm definitely going for Bobby Witt Jr. because I don't know if I've never seen Gunnar Henderson take BP. So if you guys can, enlighten me on if Gunnar is either like an in-game kind of guy, like a lot of people say Ozuna, he's an in-game power hitter. Maybe with the BP, he maybe rolls over because he tries too hard. So if you guys have some tips for me with Gunnar, because I put my money on Bobby Witt already. So that's my guy.
Well, I feel like his odds are pretty good overall.
Yeah, he's second. He's second, right behind Pete.
So yeah, and Polar Bear Pete. Yeah, it is funny. I saw you tweet that out as well, that Pete only said he'd do it if he was an all-star.
Yeah, people were not happy that I'd said that.
Yeah, well,
like, you're misrepresenting what he said. I'm like, how else can you represent it? He won't do it unless he's in the game, and he hasn't played like an all-star. So if he's coming out and saying, because people were saying that he wouldn't do it unless he was in the all-star game, but I took it as Pete felt he shouldn't be in the home run derby unless he played like an all-star. I don't think he meant if he was an all-star. And to me, he hasn't played like an all-star, but he still took the all-star nod. And that's why Christian Walker's not in it, because he's the Mets representative. So listen, I love Pete. He's a showman. I can't wait to see him do some squats in the clubhouse while he's warming up. But, if he would have just sat out, I would have been fine with it.
Yeah. I mean, well, and the other part is I do think a guy like Lindor, it's crazy. I think he deserved an opportunity to be at the All-Star game. You could say with Nimmo as well. That's for a whole different conversation.
Yeah, my bad.
But you're getting, but I like it. We get all fired up here. Gunnar Henderson, by the way, the BP thrower is my former manager, Buck Britton, who was also Gunnar's manager in AAA and AA, I believe, both of them.
Okay.
So Buck throws some money BP. The only thing that could hold Gunnar back is him just trying to do too much early. Like the dude I remember seeing him and Adley go back and forth when Gunnar was like 19 down in spring training.
Okay.
But it will be interesting to kind of see. I'll tell you what, Alec Bohm, I know he's a doubles guy. I also saw him hit a monster shot at Bowie when he played us. He let us know that he could hit some moonshots.
I saw a tweet the other day about how Alec Bohm's going to set the home run derby record for most doubles off the wall.
Oh, goodness.
Yo, the kids are going to be like Saving Private Ryan, just getting peppered.
Alec Bohm's going to be hitting line drives to the gap, and the poor kids are going to try to field them.
Yeah, just Normandy out in left field.
Well, we're going to see what happens. Jose Ramirez, your guy, dude, by the way, is a stud. I think that people recognize when the Guardians came in here and just dismantled the Orioles. Insert with the bullpen's nasty, but Jose Ramirez, anytime you needed something, that dude comes through. So I think he could be a dark horse I know it's different, but we'll see. Let's talk about this game for a second. Okay. Burns is starting for the American League. And then Paul
Skubal? That's announced?
Was just announced. That was announced, right? Am I losing it? Am I losing?
No,
that happened. Yes,
it's Burns.
I'm just telling you the news. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I would have gone Skubal.
I think you are not alone on that. Okay. Twitter was not happy.
Yeah.
You are not alone.
I
haven't been on Twitter in a couple hours, so I don't know.
Well, I think that Corbin Burns is announced as a starter going against Paul Skeens. Glad we could break the news to you. But talk about at least on this case, because probably the one that excites people the most is that Paul Skeens is going to be going against some of the all-star best.
It's going to be Stephen Kwan, Gunnar Henderson, and Juan Soto are 1 through 3 for the AL, and then Judge batting 4th.
So
that's going to be fun. That's an all-time right there.
So a guy that talks about growing the game of baseball, and you really want to give out more, how impactful is it that Paul Skeens is going to be starting this game for the NL?
Yeah, it's tough because you got to tip your cap to a Christopher Sanchez, to a Ranger Suarez, and you got to grow the game. So they're not going to be starting in favor of Paul Skeens. And what he's done since his first start, I know a lot of people are going to try and write him off and find little holes in his game and just focus on those. But he's gotten better and better and better. I mean, when you're going 7 shutout again, the second start, he went 6 scoreless, 11 strikeouts, no hits. Then his 11th start, 7 scoreless, no hits, 11 strikeouts. He's the best pitcher in baseball right now. Maybe Skubal. I like Skubal a lot. But Paul Skeens has grown the game. He's got the relationship aspect as well with Livy Dunn. I don't know particularly who that is, but all of my fans have told him, she's my generation's Megan Fox. Like, I grew up on Megan Fox, and now it's Livy Dunn's turn. I don't understand it, but that's the whole dynamic of it is what's propelling Paul Skeens, along with he's throwing 102. He's kind of like, if Mason Miller was allowed to go 6-7 innings, we would all watch Mason Miller every 5 days and love it. So if you're growing the game, you got to start Paul Skeens, and I'm perfectly okay with it.
I'm with you on that. I thought, honestly, especially the momentum he's picked up over the last month or two, it's polarizing. And it's actually just been polarizing in the sense of a lot of positives. The only negative is just saying, has he earned the right because he's a rookie? It's like,
I get that.
And that's the only thing that people can go against him. But I'm thinking, dude, he's now what he's got. In just his short MLB career, has 2 outings of striking out 11 or more batters and no earned runs.
Yeah.
And that's stuff that it's taken some of the baseball's greatest years, maybe decades to accomplish.
I saw that graphic. Like, Nolan Ryan took years to do that.
It's been truly
no-hit guy.
Yeah, he is the no-hit guy. And there's some, I think since it's All-Star, we got some fun things. Brad, you were looking up some certain All-Star game moments.
Parts? So I'm the poll guy. What's going on, Fuzzy? I ask all the polls within our YouTube channel, and actually asked the poll today. Who had the greatest All-Star performance of all time? I have 4 options: Ted Williams in 1946, Reggie Jackson 1971, Bo Jackson in 1989, and of course Calvin Edwin Ripken Jr. in 2001. I have, if you need references for these, so like there are some pretty memorable moments. Reggie Jackson hit a light tower, in one of the All-Star games. Bo Jackson had an electric All-Star game too, and obviously Cal ended up playing shortstop or
They're like, hey, go back and play short.
And then and then Cal also did a home run.
He had a homer off, I think,
last All-Star game too. It was just like a cool moment.
Yeah, I called it. But who cares about what I did? I think I deserve that credit for the moment. But go ahead.
Honestly, I probably would have gone with Fred Lynn, but I think Fred Lynn would have been my pick. But I think because I grew up, fun fact, Ryan, I don't know if I'd be in this seat if it wasn't for your dad's and your uncle's DVDs, like camp DVDs.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because I joined a team on a whim. My mom put me on a little league, and that's how she got me to play baseball and learn how to do the fundamentals and stuff like that. So I would have never liked baseball without your dad's DVD. So shout out to your dad. So I want to give it to your dad. But what did Ted Williams do? I don't know if I heard that.
So Ted Williams, I think, hit two jacks and had an unbelievable All-Star game. I'll say this: I have a couple of clips. One of them is Bo Jackson hits a home run with Ronald Reagan and Vince Scully calling the game.
Okay, that's a cast.
I feel So let's just take a look at this one real quick. This one, I'll just pull it up. But there's another one here with Reggie Jackson hitting the light tower, which was absolutely insane as well. So there he is, just
that swing, the chop at him,
unbelievable. Hits a light tower. You don't even see it on the screen. Just crazy.
You know what? With that swing, I'm gonna give it to Reggie. Just based off what I'm seeing in front of me. Again, was that Fred Lynn? I think that's Fred Lynn.
Let me go
going home. Is that Fred Lynn rounding the bases? I don't remember, but I probably would have given it to Fred Lynn. But if you guys are giving me this poll, love you, Ryan. Love me some Ted Williams. Love me some Bo Jackson. I think I'm going Reggie with this cut right there.
Great choice. Great choice.
I mean,
we can eliminate the other
that ball.
He did. It's incredible. Also, since
Calvin smacked that ball in that game too.
He did. He did all right for himself.
For an old man.
He did okay for a guy that played for 21 years and had 19 All-Star games and 2 MVPs and a home run derby and a World Series.
Played a couple games in a row.
Yeah, it's okay. We give him compliments sometimes, but I can't be like, hey, man, you're great. Because it's like, that's not.
Yeah. Ryan, do you ever get the Ben Verlander treatment? Like, how do you know Cal?
I get every type of treatment you can imagine. Anything you can imagine. Like right now, it's like, oh, that's cool. God,
I remember when I introduced you to Fuzzy, I had a really good friend of mine we were at a golf tournament for. Remember when I introduced you to Lindsay, his wife?
Yeah.
And we made a joke that you were Cal's son, and she believed that like you weren't his son? Like, and so it was a whole thing. So like went the whole conversation thinking that she got the joke and she didn't.
Oh, I felt bad, and I'm like, I'm going to cut it off right here. The last name you had rights to have reservations. We are related, but it was a good moment. But actually, talking about those DVDs, so you did learn something from those DVDs.
Yes,
No,
I
see,
did.
They weren't completely a load of shit. They were good.
No, I'll probably watch those 10, 15 times. Every single DVD.
There, and I give my family crap, but honestly, my dad, my uncle, if you want to learn the game, like those DVDs,
those are legit.
Those were
They hold up
money.
now. Yeah, they hold up now.
They hold
Like,
up
I
now
always-
more than ever.
I remember I never even thought about holding my bat a certain way, and then I saw him knuckle up because I always did like knuckle halfway, and then he talked about Brett Boone. I didn't even know people did that stuff, and now you got Nolan Jones and people holding it like a golf grip. So I wonder what your dad would say nowadays in terms of like, is he still going knuckles? Does he have a different approach? Because Salvi does this, Nolan Jones, Jaron Duran, they all go with the batting, like the golf grip. So I wonder what the best grip is if your dad had it's really weird. So many people do it now.
Where's the bat? Is the bat over there?
Zach's not a golfer, so he didn't really get it.
I've tried and it just doesn't work. I don't know why people are doing it, but if you go to any Jaron Duran, Salvi,
I
or
guess it
Nolan
keeps
Jones
your
highlight,
hands from slipping, maybe.
It's like almost like a golf grip.
Ryan, do me a favor. Please ask your dad about that because that would be like a full circle moment for me.
Okay. I can ask him about it. And then also, if you want to see a really a good moment here, let me see if I can find. It's something that, well, not that. I was curious if you've seen this one book. And it's one of those that.
I thought you were gonna show me a card.
Oh no! Oh God, no!
Maybe a baseball card with.
Oh no! This is what I was wondering if you ever. Where the heck is this? I just pulled it up. Come on, Ryan, be better. There we go. Have you ever read this book?
That one I missed. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do a lot of reading unless it was like Satchel and Me or something like that.
Yeah,
I did not get to that one.
That's a creepy cover.
But I mean,
who's that kid on the left?
Like looking at the screen on the left?
Yeah,
that's me.
Oh, yeah, I knew he was weird looking. Just kidding.
No,
that's what I was saying. He's creepy.
There was that weird kid on the left. That's cool. No, I've never read that, so I'll have to pick that up.
Nah, yeah, that was it. I remember standing for that. That was great. That's how I helped the Ripken DVDs as a kid. Now people think I know what I'm talking about at times, but only because I was on the cover of that book. So
okay, I'm gonna have to pick that up. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, can I ask you another question here? And again, the Ryan Ripken Show. If you hit that like and subscribe button, we'd appreciate that. You should go find. Is it just at Fuzzy from YT on there? What is it on YouTube?
If you just type in like Fuzzy MLB or Fuzzy Baseball or something like that, like if you type in Fuzzy, I think a puppet comes up. So Fuzzy Baseball might be the best.
Okay, Fuzzy Baseball. Do not do that. You're gonna get a puppet, Kevin.
What's up,
Kevin? What
are you doing?
I'm just hanging out.
Okay,
you just got put on screen. You were.
Oh yeah, my computer died.
That makes complete sense. Okay, we talked about Bobby Wood Jr. here for a second. We talked about Gunnar Henderson odds. Is it fair, at least when I say this point next, and I'm curious of your opinion? There's a lot of great players in MLB. There's a lot of players you want to build your organization around.
Yeah.
Right now, is it a stretch to put Gunnar Henderson? For me personally, if I'm saying the next 10 years, I know it's going to sound biased, but I would probably take Gunnar as my number one player. Is that fact or crap for me to think that? I'd say for a player for the next 10 years that you would want on your team to build around, I'm going to say with Gunnar Henderson. If you disagree, who would you put in that category if we're going to do a top three?
Okay, I think I still got to go Shohei because he's going to be pitching next year.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got Shohei in that Dodger blue uniform and he's hitting 30 home runs, maybe not stealing as many bags because he's got to worry about health and going every 6 days, I'd probably go Shohei 1. I'm still going Judge 2.
So you think Judge got 10 years?
Oh, 10. Yeah, he's like what, 30, 31, 32?
Yeah,
he's got 10 years.
Okay, so I'm still going Shohei for the remainder of the contract. And then, I could go Brian Rocchio. I'm joking. No, okay, Gunner's in that conversation too, but would I rather go Juan? Because Juan's still 25.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I think I got to go Ohtani 1, You're going to hate me. I'm going to go Soto 2, and then I'll probably go Bobby 3. But
so
that's
I don't hate you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just the outs above average, insane. The speed, insane. Everything that Bobby does, and now he's getting like the flair behind him as well. Because a lot of people, when I put out that Rhys Hines picture, they're like, yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. has zero aura or whatever it's called at 17 years old. But now he's got the flow. The Royals are up and coming. Like, we can't discount what that Royal staff could be. And now you got Jack Caglione possibly in that lineup too. I just think that Bobby Witt Jr. in a lineup with Vinny Pasquantino, I think that they have so many guys coming up. I'll give the edge to Bobby Witt just because the flair is there. But Gunnar follows me on Instagram. We talk Legos a lot, so I don't want to disrespect the guy. But I think that it's 1A, 1B. But I'm probably going to go Ohtani, Soto, Bobby 1A, Gunnar 1B. You can plug and play. It doesn't really matter because they're going to be 8-win players for the next decade. Like, they're going to both end up with potentially 100 WAR. So that's just me.
Oh, okay, good. Well, actually, did you want to follow up, or do you want me to follow up, Rock? Me to follow up. Okay.
I have my own question.
Okay, you have your own question.
Jesus.
I was getting confused by all of that, but the reason why I wanted to bring one, also glad that you're a Lego enthusiast. I think that's why there's a lot of love there.
Love me some Legos.
Yep.
So we'll answer that question first, and I will rebuttal this in a second. But what do you guys talk like? Is there a favorite Lego like, what do you talk with Gunnar about? Like, hey, that's a great model, or
no, it's just kind of like, if something goes live and I'm thinking like maybe he's busy and playing baseball, I might miss the drop. I'll send him a link, and then I'll be left on red one day, or he'll respond and be like, that's sick. So it's not like we're best buddies or anything like that. Because the only Orioles player I did know was like a prospect named Caden Grenier, and then a guy, Daryl Hernandez, who got traded for Cole Irvin.
No, both of them.
So that's how I kind of got in touch with Gunnar, was like, just, I think Daryl followed me. So it was like, hey, and then Jackson followed me too. But in terms of me talking to Gunnar, it's literally just sending Lego links. Like, that's pretty much it.
That's electric. The Gunnar conversation that I was going to go. Also, Grenier was my teammate in the minors. So him and I.
Did you see how his career ended? Just side note, he goes 3 for 3 and then retires
off into the sunset.
I haven't talked to him about it. What happened?
Well, that we could talk. I haven't even talked to him fully about that. But I have some tea. We can talk about it all off of it. But in general, I'll just say this: the minor league lifestyle can be a grind, and it can really mess with your mindset overall. But yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that. This could be a part of our conversation, more,
dude.
More off air and on air. But to finish the one thing about it, erroneous that you leave Gunnar Henderson off your top 3. And I'll tell you why for a second. I love Bobby Witt Jr. I have no problem with him being there. I have reservations that Ohtani is going to be lasting for the next 10 years doing both.
He's 28.
28, but I don't know if, again, guy with 2 arm injuries, I don't know if the production of his arm is the one thing I'm concerned of. So if I'm looking at the 2 shortstops, I will take Gunnar Henderson and Bobby Witt Jr. And then I'm cool with Juan Soto. Again, another former teammate. Fun fact here, Fuzzy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, former teammate of mine with the Nats and the minors. Juan's unbelievable, unreal. But I just think for Gunnar, when I watch what he does, I think this is a guy that I truly don't think we've seen even closest to the best of what he can be. And that's a guy that I think is going to challenge for 40 home runs, 50 home runs consecutive years. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, dude, I've had 2-0 shit moments. These guys have heard it. 2-0 shit moments of teammates. Juan Soto was 1. Gunnar Henderson was 2. It's the only 2 moments that I've had. But Bobby was
looked at them and you reveled in like their talent. And what did they do?
I mean, Juan,
was it like a specific moment, or just now that you see it in the big leagues, you're like, yeah, I could have seen that.
So Juan, they said when he was 17 and came to America for the first time, coaches were like, this is our best hitter in the prospect, and we'll take like better. Bryce Harper's in the organization too, by the way. And you're like, bullshit.
Oh, okay.
And then they're like, no, like he's the real thing. And then you see him and you're going, damn, they weren't lying. And it's funny, people start hating him more because he's on the Yankees now. The things that he did, he's a really good dude, but if he plays for the Yankees, you're going to hate him even more. Gunnar Henderson was 19 years old and was like, I'm mad about my batting practice. I'm like, well, Gunnar, take just rest, spring training. He goes, nope, I'm not satisfied. Then goes to the backfield. He has this machine going. I didn't tell you guys this part. Gets this machine going. His batting gloves are drenched. And he just starts hitting missile after missile, bomb after bomb, dead center. And I'm like, hey, dude, like, I think you're back on track. He goes, nope, not back on track yet. And he kept hitting for an hour. And then he's like,
Wow.
okay, I'm done. And then on top of it, then we go and do a game on the backfield, and he hits an opposite field home run that clears the giant fencing and then clears the street. And no one says a word. And I'm sitting there, or someone just goes like, oh, like, hey, good swing, Gunner. I'm like, good swing, Gunner. What the hell was that? I mean, I've never done that in my life. And you're doing that at 19 on the backfield against some big league arms. It was impressive. So when I saw that, that's what it was. But we could banter on about this for a long time, Fuzzy. I appreciate you taking the time. Before we let you get out of here, last thing, controversial. It's brought to you by our friends over at Stuggies. They have a great crab mac and cheese dog. So if you come to Baltimore, we're going to have it. But I consider that a topping. Okay?
Okay.
If you were to go to the ballpark, Fuzzy, condiment, what are you putting on your dog?
I think I'm definitely going mustard. Not that Ohio mustard. I'm sorry, my Cleveland fans. Not that Dijon brown mustard. Not that one. Just the yellow mustard.
Let's go.
I'm going ketchup. And then I probably go relish with some jalapenos.
So you're just putting everything on your damn dog.
Everything, yeah. Not chili, because like that's just too much.
That's a topping. That's a topping. I don't think that's a condiment.
What? Oh, condiment.
I agree. Topping.
Yeah, condiment.
Okay.
Condiment. Yeah.
Ohio, though, that's sacrilegious.
Well, yeah. In Ohio, you can.
Yeah,
I'm not
you
from
have the-
Ohio, so I get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so then, yeah, that's cool. That's a cool answer.
Okay. So what about I do a plain hot dog? We cool with that?
Not really.
Yeah, thank you.
Why are you going like you can make that at home, but you can't have that full like you
Because he's fucking psycho. That's why.
Yes.
Okay. This is my thing. We're talking about this day and age here about respecting people's opinions.
No.
Can you just respect?
No.
I'm gonna
that
cut you off. No. That's
I just
okay.
say
Do you like
you can't-
Cheerios?
I do like Cheerios.
Do you like Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yes.
Which one do you like more?
It depends on. Well,
Oh,
actually, we got
No.
Kevin now.
See, you like the Honey Nut because there's that pizzazz to it. Okay.
Okay. But okay, if to eat a hot dog, my thing is, if you can't eat a hot dog plain, do you really even like hot dogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I still eat the shit out of hot dogs.
If you
Ryan,
don't
you like nachos?
Yeah.
Do you
That's
like nacho
way
cheese?
different. That's way-
If I
Okay.
put nacho cheese on a hot dog, is that a condiment or a topping?
Topping.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a
But it's
top-
liquid.
It's
Yeah.
a different.
Oh, now we're getting into a condiment topic.
That's
Yeah,
like we're talking
see.
about is a sandwich or is a Oreo a sandwich or a cookie? Like, come on.
See, this is where you're talking about being a psychotic guy. No one ever considers Oreos sandwiches.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'm in agreement on that.
Finally, we can agree on one thing here on this whole
Yeah.
conversation.
Okay,
We
but
can't,
yeah, you gotta
and
put
we
some-
can agree on that the DVDs of Ripken Baseball were fire.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the kid on the left, stud. And that's the reason why you bought those DVDs today. So I think we can
Only
put
reason
that
why I'm
together.
talking to you is because of that Ryan Ripken kid on the front of that book.
That's
that I
right.
never read.
Yes. Okay. Fuzzy, all right. Can we plug exactly what you got last time where people can find you, and then I can
Yeah.
bother you after this?
No, first of all, like thank you guys for having me. It was a pleasure. You guys are awesome. And this whole stream thing you got going on, fantastic. I gotta learn how to do this. So you guys are crushing it. Keep on
Appreciate it.
climbing up the rankings. I don't know if that's the goal to like climb the podcast rankings, but keep
Thanks,
doing
bro.
your thing.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, I just do MLB recap. I recap every game every single day on my channel, Fuzzy. If you type in Fuzzy Baseball, Fuzzy Recap, Fuzzy MLB, you can find me. And I'm on TikTok. TikTok is a lot of fun. I don't dance or anything crazy like that. I promise you, no shaking. But I do little clips and breakdowns and stuff like that. So Fuzzy on TikTok, Fuzzy on YouTube. You can find me there.
All right. Well, Fuzzy, I appreciate you. Thank you. I will be calling you because I got to pick your brain, and we can talk
course,
a little
man.
bit more about some behind the scenes, and I can give you some answers to some of your questions on top
sure.
of it. But hey, enjoy your time and enjoy the All-Star break.
Wait, before I leave, thank you. Who are you going with tonight? Gunner, right?
I got to go with Gunner.
Gotta
and
be
Bug.
Gunner.
Okay.
Gotta
What
go
about
with
everyone
Gunner.
else? Before I leave, everyone else.
It's for sure
Got
Gunner.
her. Got
Everyone's
Everybody
Gunner?
Bobby
Yeah.
Witt.
Oh,
Bobby,
I'm
okay,
not
I like
gonna
him.
lie, your tweet's the reason I'm doing it. I brought
Let's
it up
go.
I brought it to Ryan beforehand. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was going with Gunner, but then like I was like, that tweet about Bobby Witt going off in 18 was kind of insane.
you're still going
By the
Gunner?
way, he went
I'm going
502 feet at
Orioles
17 years
shortstops
old.
have had success
That's
in the
why.
home run derby.
That's true.
Miguel Tejada, Cal Ripken Jr., Gunnar Henderson's going to be the third to win it.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay.
There you go.
Kevin,
Cool, guys.
I'm going Gunner.
Gunner. All
Okay,
right.
Cool.
Well, that's it. A lot of Gunners and a little Bobby Witt Jr. for your reaction. Appreciate you. Thank you, Fuzzy. Enjoy your All-Star game festivities.
All right, you guys be safe. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks, Fuzzy.
I get roasted for hot dog takes, man.
We didn't
Because
tell
it's-
them about the skin part.
Yeah,
It's
We
not
wanted
a
to
big
save
deal.
you.
It's not. And again, in a day and age today,
it's fucking weird, bro.
okay, in a day and age where we talk about agreeing to disagree and being respectful, you guys,
What day and age are you living in?
Well,
I said that we need to, Kevin. We need to.
we talked to Josh earlier, and I brought the fact up that Rip used to get the skin cut off his hot dogs, and his mom used to feed it to him when he was a kid. And he said, "What were his words exactly, Rip? Would you like to say it, or would you like me to say
Well,
it?"
you're actually going to be the one that gets fucked in this conversation. So you go ahead and lead it off, and I will close it out for you.
I mean, he basically said people that do that. Well, first I told him I like hot dog, or what was it, ketchup on the hot dogs?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's exactly what I asked, and he said people that do that probably think the wrestling's real.
Well, he did say that, but the other part then he said about if you just have ketchup on your dog, you're just a little kid.
That's
right?
true.
So you're just a little kid, and then
Jim Palmer's just a little kid, though.
so then Rocco said to me, or then Josh said, well, Ryan, getting your skin cut off the hot dog is, you're a kid. I'm like, you're right. I was a kid. I was exactly a kid. Rocco is 31. You're a good kid, Rocco. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. It's the Ryan Ripken Show. I think we're ready then, because now that we talked a little bit about this All-Star game, it's fun. Those moments were great. Thanks for pulling that up, Brad, by the way.
Yeah.
There was a lot of festivities here that happened in Baltimore. A lot of Oriole fans were not happy. They didn't really like Yankees before. They certainly don't like them now. I was in the crossfires of stuff that I had no part being in, but here we are. But a guy that, and actually, because Zach, you were here, why don't you set the backstory for our next guest?
Yeah. So as you all, if you've been in the Twitter recently, Heston Kjerstad got hit in the head on Friday night, and some things happened. Obviously, there was a little scuffle on the field, and I thought Eric Hubbs, Barstool Hubbs, had a great article that really kind of took both sides, didn't overreact from a Yankees perspective or an Orioles perspective. So I messaged him, see if he wanted to come on, and then obviously yesterday's game makes this even more more talkable. So let's get him on. Barstool Hubbs, welcome to the show.
All right. Hey, Eric, how we doing?
What's up? What's going on? I thought I was going to talk about a nice little sweep, and then we talk about a little fight. Instead, it feels like I lost the series somehow. So, yeah, I'm here, enemy territory. Glad to be here. What's going on, boys?
Oh, it's great. But again, if you were living in Baltimore, you thought it was the worst baseball team that they have had in the last 20 years. Even the team that has lost over 100 games consecutively.
Yeah.
I was overseas. I was away, Eric, when this happened.
Oh,
and
boy.
so I was sleeping when Heston got drilled in the head. And then I don't even know what happened. So, but what I appreciate is the story that you put out, because a lot of people were just saying, screw the Yankees, intentional. It's the right time to hit someone on an 0-2 pitch in a 3-run game.
Time out, because Eric, the Yankees fans went absolutely ballistic. And so up until yesterday, O's had hit 3 Yankees players the entire season, and with his 10 Orioles players, and Yankees fans lost their minds anytime a Yankees player got hit. So it was just unbelievable, the reactions from both sides on whether things were intentional or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that the Yankees have been plunking some players.
We like to throw
why
in.
don't you
I'll
take it
say
from
that.
there?
It's a little bit of a strategy. We like to throw in. Yeah, listen. The way I wrote the blog, and I was actually mad I had to write the blog in the first place, because I was out to a bar beforehand, trying to enjoy a little Friday night. Of course, I got to go home now and write this whole thing. A few old fashions in me there. So, trying to break it down. But the way I saw it was everyone was kind of right and kind of wrong at the same time. I get both sides being fired up. I thought Brandon Hyde got a little, too crazy. Clay Holmes trying to apologize. He didn't want to hear anything from Clay Holmes, apparently. He told Clay Holmes to go fuck himself. The Yankees didn't like that. And then we got a little brawl. And we got the bullpens running out. No punches were thrown. A little pushing and shoving. A classic 2020s brawl. Nothing like Darryl Strawberry back in the day. And that's it. And you know what? I wish Heston didn't get hit. That was the first thing I thought was oh my God, is this guy dead? Because he's on the ground face first. He gets hit in the side of the head. It's all a nightmare. Thank God he's okay. And I really wish it didn't have to be him to start this. But it's good to have a rivalry. It's good to have hate.
Yes.
Like the Red Sox don't do it. Like those guys, they're maybe they get in the mix in the second half. We'll see if they keep it going. Their schedule gets really tough, but Orioles and Yankees, this is good, bad blood. I wish it didn't just start with the guy getting hit in the head, though. But I like that the two teams don't like each other. Hyde, Boone, all that. Cole shoving people, Aaron Judge in the middle of it. It's good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zach.
I was going to say that's exactly what we've kind of been saying on this show and even in our post-game shows is, listen, yes, it sucks, like you said, that it had to really boil over because someone got hit in the head. But the fact that they're, especially as an Oriole fan, I haven't had meaningful baseball rivalries in my life, like ever. The closest thing was the Blue Jays in like 2015. And no one really cared about the Blue Jays. Everyone hated the Blue Jays back then with Jose Bautista.
Still do.
So it's just nice to see passion and a rivalry between two teams that are fighting for first place in the AL East.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like you said, Hubs, yesterday, the world was ending in Baltimore, and then it wasn't ending, thankfully. Shout out Alex Verdugo.
Well, and people also forget about the Volpe error as well. And I like Volpe.
I don't forget it.
Yeah.
I don't think Yankees fans, I've seen a lot of Yankees fans pointing some fingers.
Well, and here's the part at least I wanted to point out, and you guys did a great job of at least already orchestrating that, is baseball is better when there is some rivalries. And I always said I thought baseball was better in the American League East when the Orioles were good and the Yankees were good, because the Red Sox and Yankees have history and it's kind of understood, but it goes through some waves. The Orioles and Yankees, there's like a little bit more of like a bitter. There's not as much respect there. And maybe there is at times, but I remember back in, 2012 when the Orioles got back in the playoffs, and then Raul Ibanez took Jim Johnson deep. That sucked. Great moment for you, Eric. I know.
Very nice. Yeah.
Very nice moment. But I think
I'll say though, Ernie Johnson blows that call. I don't like that he was on the call for that. It wasn't as exciting of a call, but a great moment. Yeah.
CC Sabathia took out Nick Markakis.
Yeah, like there's just moments.
Yeah. So I think
Jeffrey Mayer.
Yeah, and I think the Jeffrey Mayer thing was that's the Armando Benitez, Darryl Strawberry.
Made a great catch. It was a really
You know what's crazy? He didn't even get that baseball. Like that's the thing. Like he didn't even catch the ball. It ended up like flinging it into the stands, and some old guy like ended up picking that up off the ground. So,
oh goodness,
real sad.
All right, so let's talk about this and a little bit in review then, because I still like to look at perspective. The Orioles are still in first place. The Yankees are 1 game back. That means that the Orioles are the third best team, only a half game back, and the Guardians for the best record in the American League, and the Yankees then are only a game and a half back. So give your perspective on the Yankees' first half this season as we move on, because I think everyone's own fan base is going to be a little bit more critical, and I think that you've given more of an objective take on what has been happening in the Bronx. I mean, it does help also, by the way, that Aaron Judge and Juan Soto are I don't know where you guys would be on offense without those two players.
Yeah, it would be in a really bad spot. Listen, I went into this year trying to tell myself, because baseball is 162 games, it's a marathon, it's a war. But when you're a diehard fan like me and you guys, every game is life and death. Like my fiance experiences it firsthand. She just has no idea how I could possibly be so upset and so happy, like in one pitch and a split second. So when the Yankees start out, and I went into it, be like, I'm not going to get so high and low this year. Just try and stay even. It's a long way. You know, you're going to probably make the play. You know, last year was really bad, but now you have Juan Soto. You know, there's injuries. It's going to happen. Just weather the storm. And then they start out the way they did in the first 2 months, and I thought I was on top of the world. And then all of a sudden, shit hit the fan in the greatest way possible, the worst way possible. And for 6 weeks, 5 weeks, they look like a team that's, how did they possibly win one game? Like I had Red Sox fans asking me, like, after, you know, the Fenway trip, and they were just like, how'd you guys win any game? How are you in first? How do you have this record? And it seems crazy. And I did say that this Yankees team, and maybe ones in the past as well of recent memory, embodied Giancarlo Stanton to a T. Whereas when Stanton is hot, it looks like there's nothing you can do to this guy. You have to walk him. The exit velo coming off his bat, he hits balls harder and farther than anybody in the world. But when he's off, it truly looks like he's never swung a baseball bat before. And that is kind of this team in this lineup. And then the pitching the pitching went to shit in the last few weeks. Now, thank God they actually kind of showed up this weekend, which was huge and maybe a glimmer of hope. But you can see that they can win games, a lot of them. They're going to need trades, 100%. They're going to need to go get an infielder. They have 4 guys that are killing them in the lineup right now in Verdugo, Volpe, DJ, and Glaber. 4 zeros on offense. And at least Volpe and Verdugo were holding their own in defense until yesterday. And then now I can't even talk about defense with those guys, even though Volpe is a Gold Glover and playing better defensively than he was last year. And Verdugo, maybe it was just more being blind because since Brett Gardner, the Yankees have been rolling out left fielders who, 1, don't even play the position, or 2, just completely shit themselves in front of Yankee fans, like Joey Gallo, Aaron Hicks, whatever. And then you're throwing out the IKFs out there. And I don't even want to talk Franchi Corderos, all of them. So Verdugo just being confident enough made him seem like, okay, this is nice. And then the offense faded. And now he's hitting 230. And his OPS is, below 700, maybe a little above 700. It's not so nice. So they've got, obviously, Judge and Soto are really, really good. And Ben Rice has come on, thank God, and looked the part like a lefty power hitter should, who brings some energy, some fire when he's playing a game that I love. And Rizzo was such a zero himself. We could add him to the list of guys, make that 5 zeros that should be playing every day. So it's nice to Ben Rice. But after that, it gets really bleak. And I think, myself included, Yankee fans really took Giancarlo Stanton for granted. In prior years, he was bad. Like, he was just generally a bad. Like, last year, especially, it was the first time he really didn't get a major injury. I think he missed a month, maybe, and he didn't perform. And Cashman even said that, too. So it was like, damn, it's not just the injuries anymore. He's just a step slower. He can't hit a fastball. And what did he do? He reworked his body a little bit. He became more agile, more flexible. He had an 800 OPS, and behind Judge, that's massive. Once you take him out of the equation, the lineup is nothing. There's no fear. And that's why they had to move Rice back down to cleanup. So there's some fear again to, walking Judge. But what happens in the second half? Listen, Giancarlo's going to come off the IL. He takes a long time to get going once he comes off the IL in general. So, it's a brutal lineup that needs fixing. Jason Dominguez could help, but he's not here till late August. So they got to weather the storm for that. I think the starting pitching is in a pretty good spot. As bad as it may have looked in the last 5 weeks, I think Cole looked. We all kind of needed to see that kind of start, especially after the Red Sox. I feel like you guys can attest to it. He looked like Cy Young form against you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was like him pitching with some fire. I think it even amped up the guys to see like him in playoff mode in that kind of start. Kind of like you can almost see in the way sometimes when he's throwing the ball, his demeanor is a little like his motion is so relaxed. And the way he almost seems like he's lobbing it sometimes, and it's still good. He was throwing the ball with some "fuck you" to it. I feel like in that game.
Yeah.
I appreciate when I see "fuck you" Garrett Cole, and it works out, and Luis Hill looked good. But the main issues, man, that bottom half of the lineup is not winnable, and there's going to be some need for swing and miss in the bullpen big time. They got to go find it.
Yeah, and
sorry if that was a lot.
Oh no, we love it.
And I love how you talked about Volpe. You want to talk about his defense, but obviously after yesterday, it's hard to. That error in the ninth, even overshadowed in the second inning, he robbed Colton Cowser of that 2 RBI single. That was one of. I mean, I hated it. My heart sank when he caught that ball. But that was one of the most unreal plays you'll ever see by a shortstop. And then for him in the ninth inning to just botch a routine ground ball, that's what made it so much more frustrating and a little bit better for us. I'm not going to lie. Sorry about that, but it did. Yesterday, we needed yesterday. Okay, you guys got the first 2. We needed yesterday so bad.
One thing though, like you did get the win, but you almost like can't even feel good about it. Like Kimbrel looks terrible, and like they were. I granted they were winning for most of the game, obviously, but you're an out away from getting swept. Like you're it's better to be lucky than whatever. So that's great and all, but in terms of confidence, that's not a confident win. Like for us, I mean, even worse. None of us are feeling good right now. The Red Sox feel better than both of us probably right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was about to say, Hubs. Like kind of to the concern part for you, it's like. I'm less worried as an Orioles fan because of the depth of talent that we have. If we lose a big player, a big bat producer, there's another guy right behind him down in AAA Norfolk. Whereas like in the Yankees situation, if you lose another guy like Soto or Judge for any extended period of time, especially in the lineup, you guys are kind of screwed, right? I mean, there isn't a whole lot of depth in that.
But
you're just hoping and praying that nobody gets injured.
The flip side, though, your guy's starting pitching is
correct. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
league.
it's-
So like we got our issues. We have different issues, but we got them. Like your offense 1 through 9, I'm terrified of most of them. I don't want those guys at the plate. Santander, I mean Gunnar, for Christ, I can't believe Clay Holmes struck him out. That was insane. That was probably the most unpredictable. Considering the Verdugo and Volpe, Holmes striking out Gunnar, it was beyond stunning.
Well,
But
fun fact is that Gunnar hasn't gotten a hit off of Holmes in his career.
Yeah.
great. I mean, baseball's
So
bizarre.
crazy.
But
It
you
makes
know who
no
has?
sense sometimes.
But you know who has? He's had a couple big hits this year against him. Cedric Mullins.
All right.
Do we consider
Wow.
Hey, said he had the one in extra innings as well.
Yeah.
Where's the Orioles doll?
What? Where is the? Yeah, I'm not.
No.
Again, but, and it's so someone Hubs told me, because I said he's one of my former teammates. You know, I've spent a lot of time with him over the years, and I believe in the player that he is. He's had some struggles, obviously, this season, but someone then, when he was starting to get back on track, right before it, someone said, "Hey, Rip, are you gonna go sniff up Cedric's socks before the game to help him?" And I'm like, I mean, I would if it would give him, if he needs hits. But now everyone then will send me messages and be like, "Rip, like go sniff those socks." So, you know, we're superstitious. Baseball players are creatures of habit, to say the least. All right, so then
growing up, I would kick my mom out of the room. Me and my dad would just be like, "You just can't watch the game with us anymore." So like, superstition is long lived in my family, no doubt.
Yeah, in the dugout too, we do a little thing called same spots, same thoughts. If things were going well, and it's like if you moved, you're really hurting the team. Like if you got a hit, and you were at the end of the dugout, Kevin, you're all the way at the end of the dugout, and I mean way down there. If we told you to get into the sewer hole down there, and they were getting hits,
You do it.
guess what would happen, Kevin?
You
You're
go down
staying
there. You go down there.
You're staying in that damn hole until the inning's over, and then that's
Kevin.
Yeah. So, all right, another part. Then I think, Kevin, we were talking about trades, and I think both the Orioles and Yankees need to make some adjustments.
Yes.
I think there's no doubt about it. And Kevin, do you want to lead that conversation off?
Yeah, Hubs, I know, and you talked about it. Everybody has needs. The Yankees do, the Orioles do. You talked about the infielding, but it seems like everybody's been linked to the Yankees this time of year. It always happens. I mean, we've heard the Crochet rumor and stuff about Jazz Chisholm. I mean, what to you would be like a successful deadline for the Yankees? Do you think they have to make multiple moves? Is it only one infielder that you would think, or do you think that they need like 2 or 3 moves on top of each other?
I don't know what more you got to see from DJ LeMahieu to like,
Yeah,
just like what's turning here. He can't hit the line drive. He actually may have had 2 hits. I mean, on Friday, but regardless, like he can't do anything that must, like, they had him leading off this weekend, for Christ's sake. Like, that's when you know we're really out of options here. So I don't know what more you have to see, what more runway. Boone likes to use the word runway. To give him. Rengifo is the guy, right? Like Luis Urias from the Angels, that is the guy that's been linked to them. That is the guy that, guy hits for average, can really just add a lot to the top of that. He's like almost your prototypical leadoff guy for them. There's gonna be a lot of competition. Everyone's gonna want that guy. Jazz Chisholm has been linked. If you really look at his numbers, does he change a whole lot? No. Like, he's not bringing a like that, but he's better than Glaber. He's an upgrade from Glaber. Glaber's a lost cause at this point, and anyone who's, I don't know how many more people are on the Glaber side. I've said to trade him for years because they've made it so clear they're not signing him back. So you might as well get value. It was almost like, just from a GM perspective, why hang on to the guy if you're going to lose him for nothing? So now it's too late. And this is classic Cashman stuff where you hung on to a guy and you're going to get nothing for him, and he's completely dead weight for you. And I feel bad for Glaber because he should be the one guy that is really, it's a contract year for him. He's the complete opposite of Aaron Judge. Like, Aaron Judge contract year, bet on myself. Here we go. I'm winning the MVP. And that has not been the case for Glaber. He'll be lucky to get like a pillow deal at this point. Like, it's brutal. I feel gutted for him, but it's unacceptable what he's done in the field. Like he's and at the plate, it sucks. So they need to replace an infielder, no doubt. Whether if it's 2, I don't think they will. But if it's 2, I would sign up for that. And then they need relievers who can swing and miss. And Tanner Scott obviously is that kind of guy that screams to me, bring him in. Now, granted, he's going to be wanted by a lot of people. All these people are. So, Cashman's going to, and there's always that saying, you have to overpay at the deadline. You just have to. If you want your guy, got to overpay. So he's going to have to do that. It's going to be a must to go get a Tanner Scott type guy. Because I don't have, Clay Holmes' numbers look good. But if you watch him every outing, it's like what you just saw on Sunday. There's always men on base. He doesn't strike guys out. Well, if there's always men on base and you don't strike guys out, you're gonna blow saves. I'm pretty sure he leads the league in blowing saves. He's a nice 2.7 ERA, but man, that's just not a guy. My coworker Tommy Smokes screams it. He's like, you just can't. This is not a closer for a World Series team, and he's not wrong. So if you bring in a Tanner Scott, maybe you don't bring him in necessarily to be the closer, but he can be evolved to be the closer. So that's the type of guy I want coming in. And then you want to go big hunting for Diaz over with the Reds, whether they want to trade people. I think Tanner Scott, the Marlins have made it clear like they're done by trading Arias so early. So I would go get Scott. I would go get Rengifo. Is that enough? Probably not. But if you can convince yourself with those guys, Dominguez returning in late August, Stanton getting back online, that's enough maybe to get going here, because no one has truly run away with the American League. It's not like it's a wide open league. Like it's not like the Astros are that team to beat anymore. Now they're there. They're not done. Like the Astros are heating up, and that's not a team I want to experience in October again. I have way too much PTSD from that stuff, but it's not a normal Astros year where they're the clear-cut team to beat. So with that being said, let's go add some people with some value, some actual players, so some bargain hunting garbage that Cashman likes to do around this time, and go for it. But yeah, they need a lot. And the one thing I'm more scared of is what you guys do.
Well, that's the thought. Right. And I think I'll ask you this then, because I didn't mean to cut you off, but you were bringing up that's a lot of needs that New York would need.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would argue in Baltimore, and everyone thinks that the Orioles need everything. They got ravaged with injuries. I think their offensive lineup is pretty set. I don't think they need to go out and get a bat. The one thing that they're going to have to go out and get is pitching.
Oh, yeah.
Starting pitching, relief pitching, get some depth back in there to solidify. But Garrett Crochet is the biggest name we know on the market right now. Like that's just who they're saying, hey, we're listening for his offers. Right. But then the rumor had it, Hubs, was Spencer Jones has to be involved in the deal. And I guess in this case, and the only reason I bring it up, I don't see last year, the White Sox rumored to want Jackson Holliday for Dylan Cease in that deal. I don't see the Orioles making a move that would give up Jackson Holliday for Garrett Crochet, especially it's not a move for 24, in my opinion. I think it's a 25 or 26 move. Do you think that the Yankees would be willing to overspend to get Garrett Crochet, and one of those pieces being Spencer Jones?
I just look at it, and I think the starting pitching is not the need. So that's not where I would overspend. And I wouldn't give up. Jones is a freak. Jones is like our best athlete, and that's crazy because he's such a giant guy, but they say he might be the fastest guy in the organization, and that's insane. But he is a monster, and he plays great defense in center. So that is a guy you can easily see that plugs in next year, 2025, as your center fielder, and you move around with him. So no, I don't think they entertain Crochet. It would actually stun me if they go get a starting pitcher. Like I think they're good with Cole. Now, Luis Hill, the terrifying thing about Luis Hill is that guy has already exceeded his career innings in a season. So they have not yet said that there's an innings limit, but when they announce their rotation to start the second half, he's the number 5 pitcher. So that's going to at least be their way of not overusing him, and hopefully he gets into the postseason in good shape. That seems like a little bit of a prayer. But then Nestor Cortez has been very good at home. He has not been good on the road. But if you're pitching at home, I feel good about that. And then you hope maybe a Carlos Rodon shows himself. A $162 million man actually pitches his way. So in that sense, they have too much money invested in a Rodon, I think, to go and get another frontline guy like Crochet. I don't see that. I think you guys are going to be the team that's in on a Crochet, and my nightmare is Mason Miller, because it would take a King's ransom to get, and it should, because he's that much of a plus tier bullpen, and you guys could get rid of a few top line minor league guys that wouldn't hurt you in the long run, really, and you go get Mason Miller and you have him. That's the move that, if that happens, I drop my phone and I just turn ghost white. I don't need that.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that, Rock, because we were talking about that with the Orioles and the trade deadline.
Yeah, looking at the Orioles from the outside as a Yankees fan, why would a Mason Miller make you do that? Can you elaborate more on what you just said?
Because, and I said this to start the year, No Felix Bautista in that pen, and you're relying on Kimbrel to close games, is not fun. You just saw it on Sunday. So you go at a Mason Miller there, where you're now shoring up the end of games, and then you move Kimbrel to an 8th inning role, which is where he should be at this point in his career. Terrifying. Don't need that. Now, do you also need starting pitching? Absolutely. Because after Corbin Burns, even including Grayson Rodriguez, who have never really, at this stage in his career, I'm not too terrified of him. And the Yankees kind of showed that to me this weekend, which was nice. Didn't blow up in my face. But after Corbin Burns, I'm not too scared of anyone in your rotation in the playoffs. And I feel like matched up in the playoffs, you guys are at a disadvantage in every matchup after Corbin Burns with another team.
I think that's a very interesting point. I think we believe in Grayson Rodriguez's upside, but the part is he's showing moments where he can still get beat and be inconsistent on certain things. He's got tremendous stuff, but consistently, can you shut down some of the top lineups? He did shut down the Yankees earlier this year, but then they got to him. And if Aaron Judge is playing, there's a good chance he's going to hit a home run against the Baltimore Orioles. It just the dude's hit 25. Sorry, he's hit
42.
Well, no, the home runs that Aaron Judge, I was going to say in the last 2 months is what somebody's career year is.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing that's happening right now. And then,
and he missed and he basically just didn't participate in April. He was there, but he kind of wasn't at the same time. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He had 6 home runs, I think, in the month of April.
Yeah. I think it was.
And then he went for like a 0 for 20 spot.
He had 25 home runs between May and June and hit 400 for a whole month. I mean, that's a terrifying thing. Well, Hubs, appreciate the time for you. I know we'll get you out of here, but last thing, fun thing, you probably heard it on the last question. It's controversial with us. It's brought to you by our friends over at Stuggies. Have you been to Camden Yards and had a crab mac and cheese dog at all?
I haven't. No.
You haven't? Hold on. Let me see if I can find that, or maybe I lost the photo here. It'll be for future. I consider that a topping. It's delicious. It's a specialty dog, but toppings, crab mac and cheese, crab and mac and cheese. It's a topping. Let's talk about condiment. Just a condiment, right? It's fantastic.
Yep.
Condiment here. If you could choose, it could be no condiment or condiment. Hubs, what are you putting on your dog at the ballpark?
Yeah, when I was in backstage, I heard you guys screaming, and I was like, I came here for baseball. What's going on here? But I love that. I'm boring. This is how my dad raised me. This is how we went to games. I'm just ketchup. I don't really know. I'm just ketchup, man. I know it hurts. I don't even understand how people put mustard on a hot dog. I kind of don't.
What?
Agree.
Yeah, it's just alien to me. I will say this, though. I don't get a hot dog at baseball games because the Yankees have a steak sandwich, Lobel steak sandwich, that is the best thing God has ever created. If you're ever at Yankee Stadium and you don't get a Lobel steak sandwich, you're missing out. It is the best. Down the third base line, near the left field foul pole, you get it. It is unbelievable. It is life-changing. Everyone I give it to, I feel like a win inside because I just know I just changed their life. So if you're ever at Yankee Stadium, go get that. I know it's kind of weird to get a steak sandwich at a Yankee game, but that's my move. But if I'm going to get a hot dog, it's ketchup.
I mean, we like the locals' answers. We want to know where we need to go to. That's why for us, you're in Baltimore, you should get the crab mac and cheese. Like, that's a staple. You're going to love it.
Yeah, didn't Carabas told us something about what to get at Fenway? And now I can't remember, but and then there's
he gets steak.
I think it was steak too. But anyway.
Well,
he gets steak tips. He gets the steak tips. Yeah.
He gets.
I've never been down to Baltimore. I got to do it. I have to make.
You do got
every year. Yes. Every year I say it's going to happen, and for some reason I just don't pull the trigger. I got to get it done.
Well, anytime you do, you let us know. October. Maybe it's a rematch in Baltimore.
That would be terrifying, but I'm in.
Tell before you get out of the door.
We'll take care of you down here too.
We will, no doubt about it. What do you got going on? Or where can people find you, or to get more of your work?
Yeah, I read a lot of dumb blogs for Barstool. You can find me under Hubs there. Twitter at Barstool Hubs. Instagram and Eric_Hubs, and I'm doing some TikTok. Same thing with Fuzzy, where we're starting to get into that, where I just rant about Aaron Boone's comments after the game pretty much at all times. That's Eric Hubs as well. Yeah, it's all Yankees and it's all misery for the most part.
Well, as just like Aaron Boone would say, it's all in front of us, right? It's all in front of you with this.
Not end it with that.
Hey, it's only good. I say the O's are fine, and I get shit on left and right because I get blown up every time the Orioles lose a game. It's my fault why they lose the game. It is rightfully, just like in the case.
I have people tell me I'm too positive and too negative. So that's how you can tell. My Twitter is all over the place. So that's what it comes back.
Well, you know what? I don't envy that, and I don't envy that the Yankees lost that finale. But I do appreciate you taking the time. Thank you. We'll be in touch with everything. And hey, may the best team win the American League East here in the second half. So we'll see what happens. But appreciate you, Hubs.
Absolutely. Let's have a war. Let's have a great second half, and we'll see you in October.
There comes everybody.
Hey.
Some of the best clapping you guys have done. Yeah. And I thought every time when someone says plain, like, oh, it's plain, I'm boring.
Yeah, when they say boring, I always am like, crap, they're going to say plain.
Yep.
I've never had a relish win still.
You didn't ask him how he felt about playing dogs, though. Either.
Kevin, you can meet Relish at
he
Stuggies
heard
on
us
Wednesday.
yelling in the back.
Rip.
Well, never mind.
Rip didn't want to take 2 L's today.
Yeah. Or I guess 3 already. Didn't he already take one with
Yes.
So I guess it would have been 3.
What am I taking L's with?
Can we take Kevin over to Stuggies for
Because
a
you
meet and
try to
greet?
get validation from each one of these guests about your plain dog take,
Okay.
and then
Or just,
just
I heard,
ends badly.
I heard
talking
you.
over
I
me.
heard you.
Yeah,
Because we were still on the same topic, you fuckhead. We weren't changing topics yet. We were
Bad
still on
words.
the hot dog.
We're still on the hot dog topic, Brad. We're
Yeah.
talking about Relish, meet and greet, Stuggies, Kevin, Photo Op. That's what we're going to do.
We were still on the one topic of the hot dog conversation.
Well,
and then you
we
continue-
transitioned. We segued.
No, we didn't.
And that's what we're
We
doing.
did-
now.
did not.
Kids. Goodness gracious. I feel like
Jesus
it's Kevin and Zach
Christ.
right now, but it's Rocco and
Fuck 'em.
Brad.
Every time Rocco's in studio on the show, there's like a moment where I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
You know, we have
I
Kevin.
thought that the
Kevin
entire
and Zach
week you were at my
reacts.
house.
Kevin and Zach reacts to the
That's
first
not
game. We
true.
have Brad and Rocco do the pregame. They just yell at each other a little bit.
Yeah, how do we live with each other? You know what's funny? We live with each other, and it's not like this.
Brad
No.
and Rocco pregame would actually just feel like it's just
Yeah,
them
yeah.
going at
Rocco's
it.
like, yeah, Rocco's like, yeah, you know, I don't know if the Orioles are going to win this one. Brad's like, shut the fuck up, Rocco.
Fuck, I'm talking.
Well, if you're new to the channel, I hope you still hit that like and subscribe button after this. We were talking hot dog takes, but we talk a lot around the Baltimore sports and what's happening in the area, the Maryland region. Obviously, we've had Eric Hubbs, who works for Barstool and is a New York Yankees fan. We just had Fuzzy, one of the best content creators on YouTube that grows the game of baseball. What else do we got? And then there's us here. And we appreciate it. If you can hit that like and subscribe button. What do you got, Brad?
No, just the last poll. Are we all Coke drinkers in here or Pepsi drinkers?
Neither.
I like Coke.
No, neither's not an option.
I don't drink soda personally. So
I know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like if you've ever had a soda, like if you're going for a soda,
I think that the Coca-Cola product would be more drawing to me, but I don't drink either.
okay,
Coke, for
Coke.
sure.
Can I pick cherry Coke? Is that acceptable?
that's Coke. Yeah,
Okay, all right, I'll
definitely.
do that.
Yeah.
Are we having these things, by the way? Are we having the grass? Are we
Well,
drinking this
Kev-
before we
me
get out of here?
me and Kevin
I
do
need,
have
I
a
need to,
bet
I need to like
settle.
mentally meditate before.
Me and Kevin
drink
have a
that
bet
again.
to settle.
Since we're, arguing about different topics, soda, hot dogs, whatever. Can we bring up an all-star game related topic just really quickly? We used to live in a country, a proper country, one where teams would wear the uniforms of
Thank
the teams
you.
they played
Yeah,
for
Oh, yeah.
agree.
in the
Mhm.
all-star game.
Yeah.
These uniforms that they're going to wear are hideous.
yeah. They're
First
terrible.
Every
and
year.
foremost, are we all in agreement that they should go back
Yeah,
to
we-
just wearing the uniforms of their teams that they're representing? And I know Major League Baseball is never going to do that because you know what? They make too much money off these jerseys. But just for the fans, if you're about the fans, bring back the uniforms.
Yeah. Well, so to your point though, like I feel like more people would buy them if they were the old way.
I just think that when you got selected to the All-Star game, you were representing the team that you were
Correct.
being elected to represent.
Yeah.
And when you aren't wearing that jersey, you just feel like it's any other team. And yeah, they'll announce and representing the Baltimore Orioles, representing the New York Yankees. I love seeing the different unis. I love that when they'd wear the whites and the away team would wear the grays.
Yeah.
Thought it was just great. That was my favorite. I want them to bring it back. The All-Star jerseys that they have now, it's great. Keep them on for the Home Run Derby if you
Yeah.
want to do that.
If they did that during the home run derby, go for it. Absolutely go for it.
That
But
jersey right
don't do it during the game. It just takes away so much from it.
So that's what you guys wanted to do.
Not
here.
to be over dramatic.
I'm not-
No. We were bringing that up. We were talking about the All-Star game Orioles jerseys, wearing
Listen,
the Orioles jerseys.
there
There
are-
you go, right there.
There are
And-
receipts.
Yeah.
that you can indict this guy over here for.
Okay, let's just get off topic.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
No, it's the same topic. He
First
asked the
off,
question.
I look good. I look good as always with my blonde hair. Kevin, that's
You can't even see.
a big piece of lumber there, Kev.
Yeah.
But to your
What was
like,
that?
yeah. My only question, my only like rebuttal to that would be like with football, like a Pro Bowl, they all have the same jersey too. Nobody gripes about that nearly as much as
never like, I guess, had like
Well,
everyone wearing the same. Like this was
The
a big
Midsummer
thing.
Classic
Yeah.
used to be like that's what it worked. It was something that people liked, and now like the Pro Bowl was never at the level of what the All-Star game was for
that's fair.
for MLB. I mean, the Pro Bowl, they got rid of the actual like rules of the Pro Bowl. It's
Right.
now
not even-
flag
Yeah, it's a
football.
disaster.
That is the dumbest
Disaster.
all-star game,
And I-
whatever event that
It
they
is.
do in any sport right now. And I watched the NHL all-star game or whatever they do, and it was so much better and so much more entertaining.
Even
And
the
if
NBA
football
well,
adopted something like
NBA's
that.
is bad too.
I don't want to see football players catch 5 or 6 footballs on like a punt return from like a machine.
Right.
Like I nobody wants to see that. I'm
No.
sorry. Dodgeball, if I wanted to watch dodgeball, I'd go watch ESPN 8 The Ocho or the movie. Like
both.
baseball does it right, but do better with the uniforms as well.
Yeah.
I
think that's
agree
the
with
way.
that.
They need to adopt. I think it's the KBO or one of the Japanese leagues does the bunting precision contest. I want that.
That would be sick.
Yes, it's like
That
different
would be-
points for area. Like each area is different points, and you have to get to rest in there.
Yeah.
That would be electric. Like we see the bombs in the home run derby.
Yep.
Let's go start it 2 hours early. MLB, I'm giving you time. This is like, this is brilliant. Here we go. Come on. Now the whole event's longer. Sit there. You have the bunt contest, home run derby.
You know what else would be cool? Pitchers are, no longer hitting. There would be cool. It would be really cool to see like
Pitcher
a
home run
pitchers
derby.
like kind of hitting competition in there
Yeah,
as well.
that'd
Like
be
work
fun.
it in. If you're not going to do in the NL, pitchers can't hit anymore. You're just going to have the universal DH. Let them hit a little bit. That'd be cool.
You're not wrong, Julie. You're not wrong.
Hey guys, while we're waiting,
Yeah.
I think we need to do these before we leave. I think we have to.
All right.
We need a bottle opener.
Oh no, you can twist them off.
No, you can't. There's no if
I got a pop top. I got something.
Yeah, but I'll see real quickly. Let's see. Nope, you can't.
All right.
all right.
I got
I
you.
almost got roasted.
I got you.
I was,
Yeah.
about
I was
to say
hoping
Rick
so
because
badly.
I know
Make
because
sure it
last
doesn't
night
fall.
was a whole
Because
thing.
I saw my dad got an extra one of those soda,
Yep.
the pickle ones for me. And so if you tune into Kevin and Zach Reacts, which again we do go live after every Orioles game, just plug for that.
If Gunnar wins or does something cool tonight,
yes,
we will
if-
probably be live.
We will go live if the gunner does something cool. But I drank the pickle soda and my body in real time rejected it.
I
So
did.
it
it
actually
took-
tastes like pickle.
It tastes awful.
He's
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, why do I get the
was
dirt
so-
soda?
we already had said this.
No, I know, but I thought it was just going to taste
Yeah,
like
I-
regular soda.
I cannot believe
I'm
I'm
one of the
holding another
muscles.
one of these right now. I cannot believe
This
I-
actually
I'll
tastes
give
like
him-
dirt.
I'll give him credit.
it should.
Kevin kept saying my body's rejecting this. Watching him attempt to chug it, he wasn't wrong. His body, I don't think we're.
Was it pickle?
Yes. Like
It was this,
Have you-
this exact
Have
one.
you
No, no,
never
no.
have you never drank pickle juice before?
No, but this is different. This is like sugarized, like
Oh, this
No.
smells
Pickle
like
juice.
absolute crap.
Oh,
My turn.
I feel like Rocco and Ryan, yours will be fine.
Should we try to chug ours?
No.
Well, wait, okay, we
Oh.
should all go separately. We should all go separately.
Did you
Bro,
think
I
it's
so-
feel like I'm gonna throw up already.
I know. I can't envision you and you two with the
This
mustard.
is fucking disgusting. Why are we even doing this?
Well,
Nah,
Kevin,
this was
so
10,000, I think
This is the 10,000.
Yeah,
This is-
we can do that. That's
Why
a
do we
10,000.
keep doing crappy incentives?
Well, no,
Yeah,
and
this
now
is not motivation to keep going.
Wait, also, Rocco, let's just be real. This is a big down. Like
I
5,000
know.
being the one chip challenge
That-
to just chugging
In a
this is
perfect
not a
world,
big-
that would have been 50.
Yeah. Some Marcus is asking to describe them because I think a lot of people are lost in the context of these sodas. So
Yes.
let's start from the beginning. Kevin got us these sodas. This one, because Zach and I are mustard guys, we got mustard soda, and Rocco, for whatever reason,
Other way. There you go.
has dirt
Nope.
soda. So like these
Yep,
are
right
like
there,
flavored
Rocco.
like what you see. So mustard soda, dirt soda. Kevin's got pickle soda over there, and Rip has got grass.
Great. What the hell does that mean? You know
Well,
what?
they were out of Seti socks. So
Yeah.
that was the original flavor.
They had
tastes
like
terrible.
horchata.
Mine
soda.
smell. I hope I
like-
don't gag. That's what I'm.
Dude, when I
Well,
tell
we
you
need to
last-
go around on each camera. So like,
Oh my
Ryan,
gosh, Brad, yours
Hold on,
smells like
let me-
sulfur.
let me-
Smell mine. Oh God, dude.
Yours smells way better than mine.
Yeah, yours smells like legit sulfur.
Are you
Yeah,
getting the
it
same thing,
does.
Zach?
And by the way,
dude, I
these
might
are
throw
also
up.
warm.
Yeah, no, they've been sitting in here
Yeah,
for the last 2 weeks.
I know. I'm just saying, like they're also warm.
Do
I
we know who makes
appreciate
these?
it, man.
Who makes these? Or where'd your dad get them? Kevin?
Lester's
they were
Fixins.
in Ellicott City. There's this shop called it's a popcorn store. EC Pops. So they do all different types of popcorn, like cookie popcorn and birthday cake popcorn. But they also have this section of weirdly flavored sodas.
So if I need to go to the hospital,
Well, it's
EC Pops is going to get the bill.
And it's a perfect time to while we take a ride to the emergency room, we'll take a ride on our Adams Jeep of Maryland, baby. Let's take a quick ride on
That
there.
was the best transition we have ever had.
So fucking good.
There is a worse transition and a best transition on the show, and we all know exactly what they are.
Yeah, oh. So Adams Jeep of Maryland here, by the way, guys. It's our great sponsors, and it's that beautiful sign right behind Zach there. Heyo, they are up in Aberdeen, right down the road from the Aberdeen Ironbirds. If you're going to go catch a game, you might as well also go there.
Buy a car.
Buy a car there. Chuck and Matt, Steve, they're the best up there. You need a detail, but if you buy a used Jeep up there, the value for saying Rocco sucks is still valid. You will get $500, maybe even $1,000 if you play your cards right with Chuck for a gas card. $1,000 up to $1,000 in a gas card. If you say Rocco sucks and I love the Ryan Ripken show. Yes, Rocco.
That's a hell of a deal.
It's a great deal.
Yeah, $1,000 in gas.
I want to see the numbers, how many people have said it. I think a lot of people like me.
Well, the liking you is one thing. To say it though is
To say it to
complete
get $1,000 in gas.
Yeah.
I'd have done it yesterday.
other- I would have done it tomorrow.
I actually just go to Adam Jeep's website and just comment that.
Zach just shows up and just goes, excuse me, I'm not here to buy a Jeep, but Rocco sucks.
Rocco sucks, and they just high five me and I walk out.
All right, so we'll drink these, and again, I need you guys all to be good because the stateside cup is in 2 weeks. So we're doing all the content down there. Crystal Palace versus Wolves at Navy Marine Corps Stadium in Annapolis. You can go to statesidecup.com for more. Tickets are only $35 right now, so it's a great deal. We're all going to be there, but this would be great content for it.
Assuming things don't go horribly wrong with these,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah,
If
I hope I don't
these
throw
put
up on
us
the
in
computer.
ER for a few weeks, TBD. But yes, we will all be.
You're
there.
interrupting the sponsorship read. Shut up.
Sponsorship read was over.
It's over.
No, it's not.
All right,
What
guys.
is he's doing this
All
the
right.
whole show.
Hey, how about this? Do we say what do you got?
Well, we should each camera. So you are you gonna go first?
I'll go first.
All
I'll
right.
go first, and I'll say this here as I cheers the Ryan Ripken show community. I appreciate all you guys. This has been a journey for us. We got over 10,000. Really, this show hasn't come together since last September, and to see where we are now, and it's really all of you guys. We appreciate that you want to tune in and we're entertaining or giving you some sort of enjoyment. And again, none of this is done without you guys. This could have been done without Kevin and Papa Ostreicher, but we appreciate everyone. So as always, have a day, have a night. I'll kick it off with a little bit of
Sip and
green
smile.
grass, sip and
Yeah.
smile.
Oh, you took a real sip.
You know what? I was okay. That's okay.
Does it taste like grass?
Does not taste like grass. I haven't eaten grass, but it doesn't taste like
I was
grass.
trying to get you. I was gonna say I've eaten grass before.
All right.
Okay.
Who's next? Is it me?
Why don't you go?
All right. Kevin, does
Yeah,
this count
prepare
as
me
one of
for
my
this
sips?
because this mustard.
No.
All right. This does not, for those who know the bet, this does not count as one of my sips.
Well,
So
we're
just
not
gonna-
betting anything.
No, we're not
of-
bet, but it's I'm what, 3.5 sips, 4.5 sips,
I think I said over 4.5.
which is crazy hating, but okay. So cheers. That's not bad.
Oh,
Like I'm telling you, Brad, the smell is so much worse than
okay.
the taste.
Okay.
All right, Kevin, do you want to
right.
pickle it down?
I will. This is my second.
Did you really say pickle it down?
This is my second go
Jesus
around with
Christ.
this in less than 24 hours. So this is gonna be fun.
Pickle soda.
That's the biggest chug you've taken.
Yeah,
Still stays the same.
tastes the same.
Rock.
All right.
Rock has, hold on, you got dirt.
Got the dirt.
Got dirt soda.
Pickle
Dirt
it down.
soda.
Let the people know.
I hope your body rejects it.
Oh,
Oh, he's chugging it.
going for it.
Oh, he ain't chugging it.
He is.
Yeah, he
he
is.
is.
No shit. He's actually chugging it right now.
He's almost done.
Shit.
Holy
now,
shit.
Congrats. Now
There
I
you
got
Oh,
wow.
it. How'd it taste?
Sorry, guys.
Tastes
Tastes like dirt.
Does it really?
No.
Tastes all right.
Wow. All right, now I feel like I had to chug some grass here in a second.
I'm about to
Chug some
Now
grass.
you are not showing me up on my show, which
Yeah.
is named after me, Rocco.
Yeah,
For all
Kevin's got to chug that pickle.
Yeah, he's got to pickle it down. All right, Brad.
Yeah.
Brad, come on. You got it.
Oh, fucking A. That stinks.
You got it. Hey,
It stinks, but it's not. The taste ain't there.
see, you're fine.
Spillage too.
Oh, no, that's disgusting.
Damn it. All right.
So you're dumping it out on the
Damn it.
floor.
Put it-
Yeah.
Put that
What are you
baby
doing,
on
Look.
me. God damn it.
Yep. Here we go.
Oh my god. Oh.
You do the little like tornadoes,
Yeah.
spin it around. There you go. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Oh, fuck yeah.
Look at that.
Good for you.
Oh my god, that was so gross.
It's so disgusting.
So why didn't it get you? Why didn't that get you the first time?
Because I didn't chug it, Kevin. It's a tiny sip.
Oh, it's so disgusting.
Oh my god.
Mustard is the fucking worst.
I don't.
Okay, Rip, chug that grass. Chug that
Yeah, let's
grass.
go. Let's
This is
go.
gonna be.
You gonna
This,
chug the grass?
this is like a Smirnoff. This is like
That's
a
exactly
rip
what
off of a Smirnoff Ice.
I feel like I literally just, my body feels like I just got iced. Non-alcoholic iced. I don't know how to feel right now.
The mustard.
It's sitting in my stomach and I hate
It
it.
doesn't even taste like mustard. It's disgusting.
No, it doesn't.
I don't want to chug this. I'll be honest. I
Well,
don't
then
want
Rocco
to.
stood you up on your own show.
Yeah,
And
that's
that-
true. That's true. Kevin, are you gonna pickle it down then if I chug it?
No, I don't think you guys understand.
I'll try. I mean, I tried last night and I
We need to
couldn't do
finish
it.
these drinks.
You
We're
know-
not. If you guys don't chug it, fine. But
Rocco,
finish the damn
no,
drinks.
Rocco,
Oh,
you don't
oh.
understand.
Oh,
Come on.
Go, Rip.
Put it down. Attaboy. Chug.
Oh, almost. Oh,
Chug.
oh,
Chug.
You know how I knew he wasn't gonna make it? Because I've seen him try it with beer and it just never ever works out.
Dude, I can drink a lot of tequila, chug it, and I also got the bubble of grass. Right as I started laughing more, and I went, "Hey now, oh god."
all right. It's true. Your body starts to reject it and you can't do it anymore.
Oh, I just burped off
I'll
camera.
see
I
you
feel
guys
so
in the
much
ER in
better.
about 3 hours.
Yeah.
What did they say? What's in this?
A bunch of sugar.
Just a bunch of grass. Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
This
Now I
is
gotta
terrible.
count this in my sugar intake. Jeez.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
got
so-
42 grams of sugar.
Oh my god.
You guys ever done
It's like two Red
pickleback
Bulls.
shots?
I would do
Yeah.
pickleback shot, dude.
No, I
my
have
body
not.
is shivering right
I had
now.
one for the first time the other day. Really good. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Grass too much for that. For those who were wondering if you watched Kevin and Zach reacts last night, it took Kevin legitimately. We said, okay, final thing is Kevin's going to drink this pickle soda. It went on for another 45 minutes because
Yeah.
Kevin couldn't. Kevin would have it completely like this much. I'd be like, okay, Kevin, go chug. That's one, 2 sips at most for you. And he would take 9 sips between here and here. And it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is like I'm just reading the ingredients. There you go. Oh my god.
We've all burped into the mic at least.
I'm so sorry. for
Burping
anyone
up
that's-
mustard
that's-
is fucking disgusting.
170 calories, total fat 0, which is surprising.
Oh, it's a soda.
Yeah, you're right. True.
You know what?
Sodium 190 milligrams, total carbs 43 grams, total sugars 42 grams.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Remember when we did the one chip challenge, and I just kept thinking to myself, like, at least the Orioles got Corbin Burns.
Yeah.
I just keep telling myself, like, we got Vance Honeycut.
Like, at least got
that's a good time to tease this before we get out of here. We sat down with
I'm telling you, man, it gets you.
Josh Graham down in North Carolina, and he sports radio host down for WSJS down in Winston-Salem, and he was phenomenal to talk to. That's going to get released first to the Holy Shirts and Pants members, and we're going to get it out. But he had some very high praise for Vance Honeycut, the Orioles' first pick this year in the draft. So we're going to play that for you, and this could be a teaser for what's coming out here soon. Wherever I can find it.
Okay.
Is it gone? Oh, there it is. And then that baseball fans, Oriole fans would not know about Vance Honeycut.
Go and listen to interviews that he's done. He sounds like a guy who's been in the pros for 4 or 5 years. The hits that he had, it's not just the fact that he had a game-winning hit in the College World Series against Virginia and Arkansas. The home run against West Virginia, I don't think still has landed. To save a run, he'll be diving in center field to make a great catch. This is the 3rd year that Vance Honeycut has been a player that Tar Heel fans have pointed to and said, wow, that's a future star. That's a guy who's going to be playing in the major leagues one day. If he cuts down those strikeouts, then I think he is the steal of the draft.
So that's just part of the conversation. We talked for him about 30 minutes about what Honeycut has done and some of the other talent that's down in North Carolina. And I know a lot of people don't care about the Nationals down the road, but the Nationals also got a really good player. Wake Forest had 3 picks in the top 10 overall selections.
So I want to just to kind of put things into perspective on when was this? December 14th. So earlier this year, December 14th, though I guess technically late last year, before the season, MLB Pipeline, which is kind of the big prospect network that everyone uses, did a first round full mock draft for the 2024 MLB draft. Vance Honeycut went number 6 before the season.
Damn.
And they said they could see him going even higher. He's someone who has, as Josh was saying, if he cuts down the strikeouts, dog. This guy, and I've seen the biggest comparison to him when you put together the freak athlete, obviously the defensive prowess, the incredible power, but struggles with strikeouts. Everyone's biggest comparison is Julio Rodriguez. And if you can get a Julio Rodriguez to add to this lineup,
yeah,
unreal. His glove is going to have him fly through the minors.
Yep.
His power is going to be there. He was a 25-25 steal home run guy. This guy's going to be good.
Well, and you guys, for any more information, it's at Josh Graham Show on X. And we talked even way more about the ups and downs, more detailed about the strikeout rates with him. And this also just perspective on what's also great is Josh is an Orioles fan. So he's watched this team and the organization. So we talked about a lot of this, Rock. So it should be fun. You got one thought on it before because you were there with me?
The one thing that really stuck out, and he texted Jeff Arnold because he's friends with Jeff Arnold. Obviously, Birdland knows him good and well. But he's covered a ton of players in the North Carolina region, okay? NC State, Wake Forest, North Carolina, Duke, I'm sure as well. And this was a quote. He was the most clutch hitter I've seen around here since Trey Turner. That's all you need to know about Vance Honeycut.
And then that's the beauty of it. You guys are like this. If you're an Orioles fan, you're a fan of prospects, you want to know about future players, one, it's a lot about Vance Honeycut. And the second thing, you'll find out a little bit too about who the Nationals got as well. Sorry, my mind is so off right now. I just finished that. But at least it's only 170 calories.
I'm still trying to get through mine. I'm going.
Nope.
This is crazy.
Nope. You can't pay me to take any more sips of that goddamn mustard.
I'm going through all these way too early mock drafts now just to see.
Yeah,
every single one of these has Vance Honeycut in the top.
Oh, no, he's a top talent that fell to the right spot. And we could talk a lot about trades and options and what's happening, but we're going to get on out of here. You guys should enjoy the All-Star break. We got a lot more coming for the Holy Shirts and Pants members as well. But Home Run Derby should be fun. We'll be back, I guess, then on Thursday for another show. That's when the All-Star game's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it'll be perfect. We'll be back on Thursday.
I'm so mad. I forgot to, as Hubs was leaving, I was going to have our last thing. I was just going to say, we can forgive everything the Yankees did over the weekend. Just admit that Nate McLeod's ball hit the foul pole. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Just admit to me all these years later, you have accepted Nate McLeod hit the foul pole in that game.
He did.
That's all I needed. He did fit. He hit the foul pole. I mean, he did.
I'll be honest. I feel terrible. I feel terrible now.
So what did it taste like? Was it?
I think it's so funny.
Hey, for our Holy Shirts and Pants members, maybe we'll stream Kevin finishing his drink while we wait. So for everyone, let's end this episode of the Ryan Ripken Show. Cue it. As always, here at the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate you tuning in. And if you're on that audio for Spotify or Apple, hit that like and subscribe button. We'd appreciate it. Enjoy your All-Star game break festivities. We'll be back on Thursday for a brand new edition of the Ryan Ripken Show. Have a day and have a night. We will talk soon.